By the way, do you like this band that I just played? Yeah, me too. Pantera has some of the most insane riffs, and if you at home want to play them, you gotta know how to approach it. But don't worry, today I'm gonna guide you step by step how you can shred Pantera. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. And so for Pantera, just like 90% of metal bands, you need 5 main techniques. These are down picking, alternate picking, tremolo picking, pinch harmonics, gallops. Once you master all of these 5 techniques, you can basically shred any Pantera song you want when it comes to the riff. When talking about the solos, it's a little different, but for this I have this video, so if you want to learn how to shred like Dimebag when it comes to the lead guitar, click right here. So like I said, if you master these 5 techniques, you can shred any Pantera riff you want. But how do you actually master these techniques? This is when the result equation comes into play. The result equation is a mathematical equation that explains how to build results in the guitar. This is how it works. Result equals technique plus progressive overload times volume of practice. Let's explain each one of the variables. Once you maximize each one of the variables, you can utilize this equation to your favor into creating as much results as you want. So result is the result you want. It's the goal you set to yourself. I want to become a master down picker. I want to play Pantera. I want to improve my pinch harmonics. This is the result side of things. Technique is learning about the proper form of the specific technique that you want to improve. Let's use a gym analogy, because this equation also works on the gym and many other fields of life. Let's say I go to the gym and I want to improve my chest muscles. I want to make my chest muscles bigger. And so I will do bench press. I will not just bench press however the fuck I want, right? Because then I can injure myself, or even worse, not build muscle in the most effective way possible. So what I will do is understand the proper form of the exercise. I will understand that, okay, I need to push my chest. I need to keep my shoulders back. I need to go down slow and then push fast. Once I understand this, I can actually use the exercise most effectively to get the result I want. So it's the same thing with the guitar. If I want to improve my down picking, I will not just down pick however the fuck I want, because then I will not the most efficient way of down picking. This is the technique. Progressive overload is then again a concept from the gym, which explains how to build results long term. So let's say I do bicep curls and I want to improve my bicep because for some reason I fucking want to punch you in the face or something. You're scared or not. But I want to make my bicep appear bigger. So I will do bicep curls. Now, I will understand the proper form of the exercise. I will not do it like a fucking idiot, like this or something weird. I will just keep my elbows back and I will raise it high and then come out slowly and again and like this, okay? And I will concentrate on the muscle. I understand the proper form. This is the technique side of the result equation. Now, I will not just use 100 kilograms and injure myself, right? I will need to use the highest kilogram where I can still maintain the proper form. Then, when I practice this, and I do it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, the weight that I chose, let's say it's 10 kilograms, this will become easier, this will become lighter. So what I want to do right now is to increase the weight, increase the difficulty so I can actually see more results. Make sure that it doesn't become super easy. The same thing with the guitar. Let's first of all understand the proper form of each one of the techniques I talked about earlier. Start with down picking, alternate picking, and gallops. So, for these 3 techniques, we will use the WME framework. The WME framework stands for wrist, movement, and effort. So it will happen to me all the time where I will teach stupid beginners how to play the guitar. And they will try to down pick, for example, and they will do something like this. Now, what is wrong here? The first thing you notice that is wrong is that I use my forearm to create the movement of the down picking. I do like this, I do it like this. But when I do it like this, it's super hard to keep up and I need to use so much force because it's something about mathematics I don't really know, but like something about leverage. Let's use like an example in the gym. If I want to pick it up, if I will pick it up by here, it will be very hard, right? I need to use so much force, I can't even do it. But if I pick from here, super easy, right? Super easy. Even here it's like a little bit hard. If I do it from here, super easy, super light. So when you down pick from here, it's super hard. You need to use so much force, but when you pick from the wrist, right here, when you feel this part moving and this part stays relatively stable, it's way easier to keep up. So I will never down pick like you, like the fucking idiot who's watching this. But I will always pick like this. You see that my wrist is moving, the wrist is doing all the work. My forearm barely even moves at all. Now, in the other video, I said that the forearm will not move at all, and this is actually incorrect. Someone in the comments corrected me and told me that my forearm does move, and he's right. The forearm will move, okay? It will inevitably move, because think about it, you use force from here. This will move a little bit, like the bicep. The bicep will also move a little bit. The shoulders, all these muscles will move, but the question is not which move and which don't move. The question is where you put your force from. Where is the place where the force is concentrated? So you want to concentrate here. The force should come from here. Then 90% of the movement should come from here. And yeah, the form will support a little bit, the form will move a little bit. But that's not the point. The form is not doing the work. This part is doing the work. So I want you to take the low E string, try to down pick, try to alternate pick, try to gallop, whatever. Move just the wrist. Now, after you move just the wrist, you need to use movement. So you can move just the wrist, but if you pick like this, you will still not do it good enough. You don't need to pick like this. If you can pick like this. So the second thing after moving just the wrist is to use the minimum movement. You always want to use the minimum movement, because think about it. If you use too much movement, it just, like I said with the form, you will just need to use more force. You will just do more work for less results. Doesn't make any sense. Our goal is to do less work for the same or even more results. So use the minimum movement when you alternate pick, when you gallop, and when you down pick. Third thing is to use the minimum effort. So you can pick with your wrist, you can use the minimum movement, but if you really stress your wrist, you will still not do it good enough. So you need to really relax it as much as possible. What I want you to do right now is to take the low E string and consider all of these three things. Moving just the wrist, using the minimum movement, and using the minimum effort. At the beginning it will be hard, but this is when progressive overload comes into play. You will start really slow. Get used to the technique itself, get used to the form, get used to the WME framework. When it becomes easier, after a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple whatever it might be, you will increase the tempo, you will increase the difficulty, and this is how you build results long term. Now let's talk about pinch harmonics. So Pantera will use a fuck ton of pinch harmonics, but they will use it differently than what Slipknot, for example, will use. So if Slipknot will do stuff like this. Dimebag will use it in a more of a southern, I don't know what to call it, way, like I did with the Great Southern Trendkill, or even by Demons Be Driven. Anyway, how do you pinch harmonic? Okay, so pinch harmonics, something that every YouTuber, everyone gets it wrong. Just everyone gets it wrong. You probably think that pinch harmonic is like picking the string and really pinching it with your thumb and, I don't know, creating much movement. This is completely incorrect. All pinch harmonic is picking the string like you normally do and just change the angle of your pick. You don't need to pick and simultaneously, I don't know, pick with your thumb. No, you don't do anything weird like this. You just pick it normally. But if this is the angle you do when you don't want to pinch harmonic, you just change the angle and you pick with your thumb like this. So let me demonstrate to you. what I do, the picking itself is the same. Instead of picking like this, I pick like this. Instead of picking with just the pick, I'm picking with my pick as well as this part of the thumb. But I don't do it like this, boom, boom. Like, I don't do it in a delay or some shit like this. I just pick it, popa, popa, The way you know if you're doing it right is if you can down pick with pinch harmonics. So if you can do this, do it right, congratulations. Hope it makes sense, you can learn from the video. And yeah, what's more? What's more about pinch harmonics? Ah yeah, two common mistakes people make when trying to pinch harmonic is the following. One, and this is the most common, is using too much effort. So they will try to pinch harmonic and they will do stuff like this. They will just dig too much into the string, preventing the note from actually ringing. They are so fucking stupid that they try to pinch harmonic and they prevent the note from actually ringing. So you don't want to be like these stupid fuckers, you want to be a Pantera guitar master. By the way, I'm kidding, don't fucking be offended right now, I just love to insult people. That's my thing. Anyway, yeah, you want to be relaxed, okay? Now, there is the other extreme, people who don't include their thumb enough, and then what happens is they produce regular notes. So you don't want to use too much effort in the sense that you block the string from actually ringing, but you also don't want to use too less force in a way that prevents you from actually producing the pinch harmonic. You want to be somewhere in the middle, but more often than not, people will use too much effort, so just try to relax it as much as possible. Tremolo picking. So tremolo picking, you just take your forearm. It's different from alternate picking, down picking and gallops, because it will actually not bring the force from the wrist, it will actually be from the forearm. You want to take your forearm and vibrate it as fast as possible. You just take this and vibrate the fuck out of it, okay? Then you take the string and try to down pick. Try to pick it, okay, like that. Now, at the beginning it will sound very awkward, it will feel very awkward. That's completely fine, that's when progressive overload, that's when the result equation, that's when volume of practice comes into play. So volume of practice is the measure of minutes you practice. Think about it this way. Every minute you practice in the right, proper form, you gain 1 point. And in order to become a master down picker, so you need 100 points of practicing right in order to become a master down picker. Now, what a shame would it be for me to make a Pantera video guiding you throughout all of the techniques, but not even teaching you one Pantera song. So let's learn some Pantera, shall we? So, first of all, we have the 0 and we have the first fret of the low E string. Just bend it. One mistake people make is playing the riff like this. Instead of this. So the correct way of playing the riff is pre-bending it, not doing dun dun no no. You pre-bend the note. You do dun dun dun. It's already ready. Now, we covered a lot in this video and you surely learned a lot. But let's just be honest, you've already watched millions of videos like this, but you never actually took action, or even if you did take action, it was only for a couple of days and you never actually been consistent with your efforts. And only if you had other like-minded people who are all doing the same things as you, all grinding towards the same goal as you, would you actually be consistent to the point where you can see tremendous results. This is why you need to join the Metal Guitar Master Discord server right now. In the Discord server, you will have access to me as well as other people who are on the same path as you, keeping you accountable and consistent, making sure you will be the next Metal Guitar Master and actually fulfill your dreams. Join it right now and take care.